A baby's scream cuts through silence. Minjun stands at a floor-to-ceiling window, Seoul's skyline glittering behind him. His 8-day-old son is dying in his arms, lips turning blue, tiny chest heaving with the effort to breathe. He slams his hand on the mahogany table, the sound sharp and desperate. "Find someone who can feed him," he says into his phone, voice breaking on the last word. "I don't care how. I don't care who you have to pay or threaten. My son dies in the next few hours if we don't find someone. 6 nannies have quit in 4 days. Every formula rejected. Every bottle thrown across rooms by tiny, desperate hands. The doctors ran every test, nothing's physically wrong. His son is choosing death, and Minjun, who built an empire on absolute control, can control nothing. The baby's screams weaken. That's worse than crying. Silence means surrender. Silence means death. Behind him, Taesung enters, the scar running from his eye to his jaw catching the dim light. "Boss, we've exhausted every legitimate option." "Then find illegitimate ones," Minjun snaps. "Use whatever means necessary. My son has hours, maybe less." On the glass table, a photograph catches the light. His wife, Yuna, dead 3 weeks. Officially, childbirth complications. Unofficially, toxicology reports that don't make sense. Compounds that suggest something deliberate. "I promised you I'd protect him," he whispers to the photograph. "I'm failing. If you're already feeling this, subscribe now because what happens next will absolutely shock you. I promise you're not ready." Across the city, in a cramped apartment that smells like mildew and the Korean barbecue from downstairs, Mary Okonkwo counts money on a thin mattress. Her fingers move through one notes with practiced efficiency, but the stack is smaller than it should be. Again, she counts twice to be sure. Still short. 300,001. That's what she needs for rent. She has 140,000. The math doesn't work, no matter how many times she recounts. Her apartment is a single room with a bathroom so small she has to angle her body to use the sink. The wallpaper is peeling. The window doesn't close all the way, letting in Seoul's winter cold. But it's hers. Or it was until she fell behind on rent. She looks at the eviction notice taped to her door. Final warning. 3 days to pay or leave. Mary closes her eyes and does the mental calculation she's done 100 times. Her nursing credentials from Lagos aren't recognized in South Korea. She's been working cash jobs, helping at immigrant clinics, doing overnight care for elderly patients. Anything that doesn't require documentation she doesn't have. Her visa expired 4 months ago. She should have left. Should have gone back to Nigeria. But going back means facing her mother and admitting her daughter is dead. Going back means accepting that she failed. Her phone sits on the mattress beside the money. No calls. No messages. No job offers today. She stands and walks to the small corner she uses as a kitchen. A hot plate, a rice cooker, instant noodles stacked in a corner. She opens the mini fridge. 2 eggs. Half a carton of milk that expires tomorrow. A wilted vegetable she can't identify anymore. This is what her life has become. Counting money she doesn't have. Eating food that's almost spoiled. Hiding from immigration officers and landlords and her own reflection. She moves to the mattress and carefully lifts the corner. Underneath, hidden in a plastic bag, are 3 photographs. Her daughter, Adana. 4 months old in the first picture, chubby and smiling. 3 months old in the second, sleeping peacefully. 2 months old in the third, tiny and new. There is no 4th photograph. 4 months and 3 weeks old. That's when the fever came. That's when Mary learned what helplessness really means. She touches the first photograph with 1 finger, the same way Minjun touched his wife's picture across the city. The same grief, different circumstances. Her phone buzzes, breaking the moment. Dr. James Adeyemi. She stares at the name for 3 rings before answering. Mary. His voice has that careful quality that means trouble. She's known him long enough to recognize the tone. "I have a job for you." She stands, moving to the window. Seoul spreads below her, all neon and noise. "What kind of job?" "Overnight nursing. Wealthy family. Pays triple your usual rate." Mary's stomach tightens. "James, you know I can't. The last time you said wealthy family, I ended up treating a gunshot wound in someone's kitchen at 3 in the morning. The police almost. This is different. You always say that." She watches a group of teenagers laugh on the street below. Normal lives. Simple problems. What's really going on? James is quiet for a long moment. She hears traffic in the background, the distinctive sound of Seoul at night. When he speaks again, his voice is lower, more serious. It's a baby, Mary, 8 days old. He's dying. Her hand tightens on the phone. What's wrong with him? He won't eat. Refuses everything. Bottles, formula, for nutrition. The doctors can't figure it out. They've run every test. There's nothing physically wrong, but he's shutting down anyway. Then he needs a hospital. A specialist. Not me. The family doesn't trust hospitals. Another pause, longer this time. Mary, I wouldn't call if it wasn't desperate. This baby has maybe 12 hours left. Maybe less. She closes her eyes. Sees Adana in that Lagos hospital bed. So small. So still. The doctors said they did everything they could. She's heard that before. She's said it before. It never makes the loss hurt less. Why me? Her voice is barely above a whisper. Because you're the best pediatric nurse I know. Because you care about children in a way that goes beyond professional. And because... He stops himself. Because what? Because this family can pay enough to solve your problems. All of them. But you need to understand something first. This isn't a normal situation. The family is... connected. Powerful. Dangerous. How dangerous? The kind where you don't ask questions and you definitely don't talk about what you see. Mary looks at the eviction notice on her door. At the empty fridge. At the photographs under her mattress. At the life she's built on desperation and false hope. What's the address? She finally asks. James exhales, relief evident. I'll text it to you. Mary, one more thing. Be careful with this one. Do the job. Save the baby if you can. Then leave and don't look back. You're scaring me. Good. You should be scared. These people don't forgive mistakes. The line goes dead. Mary stands at the window, phone in hand, watching Soul pulse below her. Her reflection in the glass shows a woman she barely recognizes. Thin, tired, haunted by losses she can't undo. Her phone buzzes with a text. An address in Gangnam, the wealthy district where penthouses cost more than she'll make in 10 lifetimes. She should ignore it. Should delete the message and find another way to make rent. Should do anything except walk into whatever dangerous situation James is sending her toward. But then she thinks of a baby dying because no one can figure out why. She thinks of Adana. She thinks of all the children she couldn't save and this one chance to save someone. Mary packs her nursing bag with shaking hands. Stethoscope. Blood pressure cuff. Thermometer. Pediatric assessment tools. Her fingers brush the medication bottles at the bottom of the bag. Galactagogues. Drugs to maintain milk production. She's been taking them for 6 months. Unable to stop. Unable to let go of the last physical connection to her daughter. It's not healthy. She knows this. But knowing something and doing something about it are different things entirely. She should have stopped months ago. Should have let her body return to normal. Should have accepted that Adana is gone and milk production is just her body's cruel reminder of what she lost. But she takes the evening dose anyway, swallowing the pill with water from the tap. A knock at the door makes her jump. Hard. Insistent. Her landlord's voice follows, loud enough for the neighbors to hear. Ms. Okonkwo, I know you're in there. Rent was due 3 days ago. Mary freezes. She owes him money she doesn't have. If she opens the door, he'll demand payment or threaten eviction again. If she doesn't open the door, he'll assume she's avoiding him, which is exactly what she's doing. Ms. Okonkwo, I'm not playing games. Pay or leave. The knocking continues. Louder. More aggressive. Mary looks at her packed bag. At the window. At the fire escape just outside. She makes a decision. Grabs her bag. Opens the window as quietly as possible. The cold Seoul air hits her face as she climbs onto the fire escape, careful not to make noise. The landlord is still knocking, still shouting. She descends the metal stairs quickly, feet sure despite the darkness. She's done this before. Avoiding people has become a skill she never wanted to develop. At the bottom, she drops into the alley behind her building and starts walking. Seoul's lights spread before her like a promise or a threat. She can't tell which anymore. The address leads to Gangnam. The building is glass and steel. 2 men in black suits guard the entrance, one with a scar, the other with a visible gun. Mary steps slow. This isn't a wealthy family. This is organized crime. But she thinks of the baby. of desperation that makes people do things they shouldn't. The elevator rises so fast her ears pop. 50 floors. The doors open onto a penthouse that could fit her entire apartment building inside it. Men everywhere. All in dark suits. All watching her with flat, evaluating eyes. Dr. James grabs her arm, pulling her aside. Listen carefully. Don't ask questions. Don't challenge him. Don't show fear. Do the job. Save the baby. Then leave and never come back. His fingers dig into her arm. If you make them think you're a problem, you won't leave this building alive. Before she can respond, a baby's cries echo through the penthouse. Weak, desperate, heartbreaking. Mary walks toward the sound without thinking. The nursery is enormous. A man holds a dying baby. Younger than she expected, maybe 32. Sharp suit. But his eyes give him away. Bloodshot. Exhausted. Terrified. You're the nurse, he says. Mary meets his eyes. Let me see him. He hands her the baby. Jihoon is tiny. Too tiny. His fontanelle sunken. Lips blue-tinged. Pulse rapid and thready. Severe dehydration. Hours from organ failure. He needs a hospital immediately. Taesung blocks the door. No hospitals. Mr. Kong doesn't trust hospitals. Then your son will die tonight. Then save him, Minjun says quietly. His hand rests on a gun. That's why you're here. I need equipment. For setup. Pediatric needles. Formula. Electrolyte solutions. Get everything. Minjun tells Taesung. Money is not an issue. 47 minutes later, the nursery is filled with equipment. Mary has tried everything. 3 different formulas, all rejected. For fluids, Jihoon's body rejects. His stats are dropping. Jihoon convulses in Mary's arms. She stabilizes his head, checking his airway. His lips turn from blue to gray. Respiratory failure. Minutes away. Her hands move to her shirt buttons. James grabs her wrist. Mary, no. You can't do this. He's dying. I can save him. At what cost? She looks at the baby. Sees Adana's face. Sees every child she couldn't save. I'm doing it. She unbuttons her shirt with trembling fingers. Minjun turns from the window. What are you doing? Jihoon latches. The effect is immediate. His breathing steadies within 30 seconds. Color returns to his lips. His tiny hands relax from fists to open palms. Mary closes her eyes. Tears slip down her cheeks. For this moment, she's a mother again. Minjun stares. Something in his expression cracking wide open. Raw hope mixed with grief. The door opens. A younger man enters. Handsome. Designer clothes. His eyes take in the scene. Hyung, the men are asking questions about the foreign woman. Should I dismiss her? She stays, Jiwoo. As long as necessary. Jiwoo's jaw tightens microscopically. Of course. Whatever you think is best, Hyung. He leaves, pulling out his phone. In the elevator, he dials. We have a problem. The baby survived. I understand. I'll handle it. We need to accelerate the timeline. Dawn breaks over Seoul. Jihoon sleeps peacefully in Mary's arms. Minjun sits across from her. He hasn't spoken for 3 hours. Just watched his son breathe. Why? He finally asks. Because he'll die without me. And I've already lost 1 child. I can't do that again. You had a child. A daughter. Adana. 4 months old when she died. Fever. In Lagos. Her voice cracks. Minjun leans forward. My wife died 3 weeks ago. But the toxicology reports don't make sense. Someone killed her. Someone close. I just don't know who yet. And I'm living with those people. Yes. Should I be afraid? Terrified. But I'll protect you. While Jihoon needs you, no one touches you. And after, he doesn't answer. Mary looks at the baby. At the door leading to a penthouse full of criminals. I should leave. You should. But you won't. Because you're not the kind of person who walks away from a child who needs you. He turns from the window. You need him as much as he needs you. Because holding my son lets you pretend your daughter is still alive. The words hit like a physical blow. That's cruel. It's honest. His voice softens. We're both using him to hold on to people who are gone. The difference is, I'm admitting it. What are you asking me? Stay. Live here. Care for my son. Name your price. You can't buy me. I'm offering you a chance to heal while keeping my son alive. We both get what we need. 1 month. That's all. 1 month. Minjun agrees. Neither of them believes it. If you're not subscribed, you're missing out on stories like this every week. Subscribe now. 2 weeks pass. The compound settles into new rhythms. Mary and Minjun exist in careful orbit. Late-night conversations during feedings. Shared silences. Small moments that build like pressure. His hand brushing hers when they both reach for Jihoon. The coffee he brings without asking how she takes it. The way she catches him staring and he doesn't look away. Then everything explodes. 12:47 a.m. Alarms blare. Red lights flash. Taesung bursts into the nursery. Gun drawn. Incheon Syndicate. 6 armed men breached the south entrance. You and the baby into the panic room. Now. Mary runs down the hallway. Jihoon screaming. The panic room is behind a bookshelf in Minjun's office. Steel. Bulletproof. Soundproof. Stay here. Don't open for anyone except me or the boss. Taesung says. They want you and the baby to force the boss's hand. They chose the wrong night. He closes the door. Mary is alone with Jihoon and a monitor showing multiple camera feeds. She watches the violence unfold. 6 men in tactical gear. Minjun's security engaging them. Minjun appears on screen. Not hiding, fighting. Moving with brutal efficiency. He takes a hit to the shoulder, staggers, keeps moving. Returns fire. The fight lasts 11 minutes. When it's over, all 6 intruders are subdued. 2 of Minjun's men are wounded. 1 seriously. Dae-young. Through the monitor, Mary watches Minjun kneel beside Dae-young, pressing his hands to the abdominal wound. Too much blood. Dae-young says something, smiles slightly, goes still. Minjun holds him and cries. The cold mafia boss dissolves. Shoulders shaking. Surrounded by broken glass and bullet casings. The panic room door opens. Minjun stands there, covered in blood. His shoulder bleeding. Hands shaking. Are you hurt? Is Jihoon okay? We're fine. You're bleeding. I need to know you're both safe. That's all I need. Mary steps out, closing the distance. Jihoon between them. She reaches up and touches Minjun's face. You're not alone. You're not alone in this. Minjun closes his eyes, leaning into her touch. His hand covers hers, pressing harder. They stand like that, breathing, existing, surviving. Then he pulls back. The walls go up again. I need to handle this. Don't leave the nursery tonight. Minjun. Please, Mary. Just please. The next morning, Minjun finds her in the nursery. Shoulder bandaged. Face haggard. I'm trying to build something better. Something legitimate. But last night showed me how far I still have to go. He leans forward. Dae-young was 28. He should have had 50 more years. Instead, he bled out on my floor because I couldn't keep my organization stable. You can't save everyone. Sometimes people die despite everything you do. Mary meets his eyes. I know. I've lived it. Minjun stands, walking to the window. I'm tired. Tired of violence. Tired of wondering which of my men will betray me next. I want out. I want Jihoon to grow up without fear. I want. He stops himself. What do you want? Mary asks softly. Things I have no right to want. Things that would put you in more danger. His eyes hold hers. Things I can't ask for until I've earned them. And how do you earn them? By becoming someone worthy. By leaving this life behind. By proving I'm more than the monster my reputation says I am. They're standing close now. Not touching. But the space feels electric. I don't think you're a monster, Mary says. You should. It would be safer. I've never been good at safe choices. Minjun's hand rises, hovering centimeters from her cheek. She feels the heat, the tremor, the want and restraint warring in his expression. Jihoon makes a small sound. The spell breaks. Minjun drops his hand, steps back. When this is over, when I've made my world safe, when I'm someone who doesn't bring death to everyone he cares about, he doesn't finish. When this is over, Mary says softly, ask me anything. 3 days later, Mary needs medication. The galactagogues that keep her producing milk. She texts Dr. James, asking to meet at his clinic. What she doesn't know. Jiwoo intercepts every message through surveillance systems she doesn't know exist. Jiwoo makes an anonymous call to immigration authorities. I have information about an undocumented Nigerian woman. Mary Okonkwo. She'll be at this address tonight at 11 p.m. Mary arrives at James's clinic at 10:53 p.m. James lets her in, looking nervous. Mary, you shouldn't have come. Something feels wrong. I just need medication. 5 minutes. The door explodes inward. 6 immigration officers flood in. Everyone on the ground. Immigration enforcement. Mary tries to run. An officer blocks her, forcing her against the wall. They're photographing her face, taking fingerprints. James grabs his phone, dials Minjun. They have Mary. Immigration raid. You have maybe 10 minutes before she's in the system permanently. Minjun is in a meeting. He answers, listens. His face goes blank. The dangerous blank. Stall them. I'm coming. He makes 3 calls. Political favors. Bribes. Threats. But it takes time. 15 minutes. 20. By the time orders come to stop the raid, Mary has been photographed, fingerprinted, entered into the database. The officers delete everything, but everyone knows digital footprints never truly disappear. Taesung picks them up. The ride back is silent. At the compound, Minjun is waiting. Angry. How did they know you'd be there? Someone saw your text. Someone in this organization is working against me. My face is in their system now, Mary says. Every enemy you have knows about me. Which means if you leave, you're dead within 72 hours. They'll hunt you to get to me. Then what's your plan? You're not a prisoner. You're not an employee. He struggles. Your family. And I protect my family. I'm not your family, Minjun. Are you? Because you know when I haven't slept. You bring me coffee before I ask. You check on me after difficult meetings. You touch my face when I'm falling apart. That's not stranger behavior. That's family. She doesn't have a response. I need to know I can trust you, Minjun continues. I need you to say it. Because half my organization thinks you're working against me. I'm not working against you. I'm not part of some conspiracy. I'm just a woman who lost her daughter and found a baby who needs her, and I can't walk away. Her voice breaks. I'm just trying to survive and maybe heal a little. Minjun crosses the space in 3 strides. Standing close. Too close. I believe you. But if I protect you, I'm putting everything on the line. My reputation. My control. Everything. And if I'm wrong, you're not wrong. He reaches up, touching her cheek finally. The touch is gentle, reverent. I'm trying to build something better. But every time I take a step forward, something pulls me back. Then break it. Walk away now. I can't. Not until I know who killed Yuna. Not until Jihoon is safe. They're so close she can feel his body heat. See the exhaustion in his eyes. We can't do this, Mary whispers. It's complicated and dangerous. I know, but neither moves away. Jihoon's cry echoes through the compound. Sharp, urgent, different. They break apart, running toward the nursery. Jihoon is seizing, body rigid, foam at his mouth, eyes rolled back. Call an ambulance. Now. At the hospital, tests are run. Dr. Kong finally enters, face grim. The baby is stable. We've stopped the seizures. But acute toxicity. Poison in his system. Deliberate. Small doses over 2 to 3 weeks. The room goes cold. What kind of poison? Almost identical to what was found in your wife's system. Custom synthesized. Minjun's face goes blank. We found something in Ms. Okonkwo's room, Taesung says, pulling out an evidence bag. A bottle of lotion. Mary's lotion. Same poison that's in Jihoon's system. Every eye turns to Mary. I would never. Her voice fails. Minjun stares at her. Explain. I can't. Someone planted it. I use that lotion every day, but I didn't poison it. Someone must have. Convenient. Minjun, please. You know I'd never hurt Jihoon. He's all I have left of my daughter. My son is dying from the same poison that killed my wife. That poison was in your room. In a product you use daily before handling my son. The evidence is clear. The evidence is planted. Someone wants you to think I did this. Who? Give me a name. Someone close to you. Someone with access to my room and Jihoon's formula. Someone who's been trying to isolate you. Minjun's captains enter. 6 men, all armed. All looking at Mary like she's guilty. Boss, Captain Sung says. We need to handle this. She's the mole we've been looking for. The evidence could be planted. Or she could be exactly what she appears to be. A threat. No. Minjun's voice is sharp. We investigate first. She stays in custody in the hospital. Under guard. With Ji-hoon. If he dies, she dies. If he lives, we continue investigating. The captains file out. Ji-woo lingers, placing a hand on Minjun's shoulder. I hope you're right about her, Hyung. But if you're wrong. He squeezes once and leaves. Minjun turns to Mary. You stay in Ji-hoon's room. 2 guards outside. You don't leave. You don't do anything except keep my son alive. Understood. Minjun, please listen. I'm listening to the evidence. Keep him alive. That's the only thing that keeps you alive too. He leaves. Mary is alone with Ji-hoon, trying to think through the panic. Someone planted that poison. Someone with access. Someone who benefits from isolating Minjun. Ji-woo's face flashes in her mind. The way he looked at her that first night. The way he watches Minjun. The way he's always there, always perfectly positioned. But she has no proof. Outside the hospital, Dr. James analyzes blood samples he secretly took. He's been running tests. The compound that poisoned Ji-hoon requires specific knowledge. Specific equipment. He knows 3 chemists in Korea capable of making it. 1 is dead. 1 is in prison. The 3rd, he pulls up university records. Cross-references with Minjun's organization. Park Ji-woo. Chemistry degree from Seoul National University. Roommate, Dr. Han Sung-min. Currently working as a private pharmaceutical consultant, specializing in custom compounds. James drives to the hospital. Gets stopped at security. I need to see Kang Minjun. It's about the poison. Tae-sung appears. Show me what you have. James shows the analysis. The university connection. The chemist's name. The timeline matching both deaths. Tae-sung gets Minjun. James walks him through everything. The compound. The records. The connection between Ji-woo and the only chemist capable of this. This doesn't prove Ji-woo did it, Minjun says, voice lacking conviction. It proves motive and means. Look at the timeline. Who had access to Yuna's prenatal vitamins? Who was always there, always concerned? Minjun pulls up security footage archives. 3 weeks ago. Finds the formula storage room. Scans through hours at high speed. There. 3:47 a.m. Ji-woo entering alone. Spending 4 minutes inside. Leaving carefully. Minjun's world shatters. His closest friend. His brother. His betrayer. Where is he now? Your office at the compound. Tell him I need him here. Family emergency. Don't let him know anything is wrong. Minjun returns to Ji-hoon's room. I'm sorry I doubted you. I found evidence. Proof. Enough to know you're innocent and His voice cracks. He's been killing my family for months. Ji-woo. Yes, he killed Yuna. Tried to kill Ji-hoon. Framed you. All to keep me focused on the organization. On him. What are you going to do? End this. But first, I need to make sure you and Ji-hoon are safe. You stay here. Tae-sung will guard this room personally. He moves toward the door. Mary catches his arm. Don't die. Please. Ji-hoon needs his father. And I need you to survive this. Minjun turns, cupping her face. Gentle despite everything. When this is over. When Ji-woo is handled and the threats are eliminated and I've made my world safe. He leans his forehead against hers. When I'm someone who doesn't bring death to everyone I care about, I'm going to ask you something important. I need you to promise you'll still be here to answer. I promise. But only if you promise to survive long enough to ask. Deal. An hour later, Mary's phone buzzes. Unknown number. Rooftop. Alone. If you want Minjun to survive, come now. Tell no one. Mary looks at Ji-hoon. At Tae-sung outside. Makes a decision. She writes a note. Places it under Ji-hoon's blanket. Steps outside. I need air. Just 5 minutes on the balcony. I won't leave your sight. When Tae-sung is distracted by a call, she moves to the stairwell. Climbs. The rooftop is cold. Empty except for Ji-woo standing near the edge. You came. I wasn't sure you would. Where's Minjun? Safe. For now. Ji-woo moves closer. You're not what I expected. I thought you'd be easier to eliminate. But you're stubborn. You made him love you, and that complicates everything. He doesn't love me, doesn't he? I've known him 18 years. I've never seen him look at anyone the way he looks at you. You've known him weeks and you've already taken him from me. He was never yours to take. He was mine before you, before Yuna, before Jihoon. We built this together. We were supposed to rule together. Jiwoo's control cracks. Then she came with her legitimacy plans, pulling him away. So I removed her. You killed her. I freed him, but the baby survived. And then you showed up, and suddenly he's talking about going legitimate again. Jiwoo pulls a gun. Simple plan. You disappear. Tragic jump from the roof, unable to handle the guilt. Minjun is devastated but focused again. Back to me. He'll know it was you. Will he? I've been so careful. So loyal. He'll suspect, maybe. But he'll never prove it. Jiwoo's finger moves to the trigger. You're an obstacle. And obstacles get removed. The rooftop door crashes open. Minjun appears. Gun drawn. Taesung and 4 men behind him. Step away from her, Jiwoo. Jiwoo doesn't lower his gun. How did you? You've been monitoring compound communications for months. Did you think I wouldn't eventually check who was doing the monitoring? I've known for 3 hours. Then why let me come here? Because I needed to hear it from you. Needed you to confess. Needed to know for certain that my brother murdered my wife and tried to murder my son. Minjun's voice cracks. I needed to hear you say it so I could stop hoping I was wrong. Jiwoo's mask drops completely. Raw. Desperate. Broken. I did it for us, Hyung. For what we built. You mean my family? My wife? My son? The woman I... Minjun stops. They weren't distractions. They were my life. My chance at something better. You don't need better. You need me. We're perfect together. Jiwoo's voice rises. She doesn't understand you like I do. She's temporary. I'm forever. You were forever. Until you killed my wife. Lower your weapon. Face justice. Justice? In our world. Jiwoo laughs. There's no justice. Only power. You taught me that. I was wrong. And I'm done being wrong. Minjun glances at Mary. Are you hurt? I'm okay. Good. Go back inside. Like hell, Mary says. He tried to kill Jihoon. Frame me. I'm staying. Jiwoo swings his gun toward Mary. Then you die first. 3 gunshots crack simultaneously. Taesung and 2 men fire. Jiwoo stumbles. Gun falling. Blood spreading. He falls to his knees. Looking up at Minjun with betrayal and love mixed together. You chose her. After everything we've been through. You chose her. I chose my son. I chose family. I chose becoming someone better than what we were. Minjun's voice is steady despite tears. I would have chosen you too, Jiwoo. If you'd let me. If you'd accepted that loving other people didn't mean loving you less. What we've become. Jiwoo corrects, coughing. You think your hands are clean? You think going legitimate erases the bodies? You're just like me, Hyung. No, I was like you. Past tense. But I'm done. Minjun holsters his gun. Taesung, call an ambulance. He faces trial. Real justice. That's the first step toward the life I'm trying to build. Jiwoo laughs, wet and painful. Justice. In Seoul. For someone like me. You're delusional. Maybe. But I'm trying. The ambulance arrives. Paramedics work on Jiwoo while police take statements. Captain Sung and 2 other captains are arrested for conspiracy. Minjun stands apart, watching his organization crumble. Watching his empire disintegrate. Mary approaches. Are you okay? No. But I will be. He looks at her. Thank you for coming to the rooftop. Jiwoo's plan was to ambush me somewhere else. Coming after me changed his timeline. Made him sloppy. Sometimes stupid decisions have smart outcomes. That's generous. He takes her hand. First time she's initiated physical contact. You just destroyed everything you built to protect your son. To protect me. That deserves generosity. Minjun's fingers intertwine with hers. Everything I built was rotten. Time to start over. They return to Jihoon together. He's awake, alert, reaching for Mary. She feeds him while Minjun sits beside them. The 3 forming something that looks like family. 3 months later. Park in Seoul. Autumn leaves falling like gold and red rain. Mary sits on a bench, watching Jihoon toddle around on unsteady legs. Laughing every time he almost falls. 7 months old now. Healthy. Happy. Minjun approaches carrying coffee and a bakery bag. He's different now. Lighter. The expensive suit's gone, replaced by casual clothes. How's our boy? Determined to walk before he's ready. Stubborn. Like his father. I prefer persistent. Minjun hands her coffee. Your usual. You remembered. I remember everything about you. Minjun's organization is gone. Dissolved completely. He cooperated with authorities, providing evidence for immunity. His legitimate assets were enough to start over. Small tech company. Real estate investments. Normal business. Mary has her nursing license recognized. Legal residency. A job at Seoul National Hospital. Real credentials. Real life. Ji-woo survived. Facing trial for 2 murders. Multiple counts of attempted murder. Evidence overwhelming. Ji-hoon toddles toward them. Minjun scoops him up, throwing him gently. Ji-hoon giggles. Appa, Ji-hoon says. His first real word. Minjun's eyes water. Yeah, buddy. Appa. He sits back down, Ji-hoon in his lap, and looks at Mary. Really looks at her. I have something to ask you. Okay. I've been waiting, trying to become someone worthy of asking. Someone clean. Someone safe. He pulls out a small box. Opens it. A simple ring. You saved my son when I couldn't. You stayed when anyone sensible would have run. You looked at me, at what I was, and saw something worth saving. You made me want to be better. You're giving yourself too much credit. Wanting and doing are different things. You made me actually do it. He takes her hand. Mary Okonkwo, I know our start was unconventional. I know I put you through hell. But I'm asking anyway because you taught me that hope matters more than logic. Marry me. Build a family with me. Let me spend the rest of my life trying to deserve the second chance you gave me. Ask me in Korean, she says softly. Minjun smiles, switching languages, asking her properly to be his wife. To build a life together. To make their strange, broken family official. Mary responds in Korean. Yes. 1,000 times yes. They kiss. Finally. After all the almost moments and interrupted attempts. This kiss is soft. Reverent. Full of promise instead of desperation. Ji-hoon is between them, giggling part of the moment. I love you, Minjun says. I should have said it sooner, but I'm saying it now. I love you, Mary. Everything you are. Everything you've made me want to become. I love you too. Even though you're infuriating and complicated, and you brought organized crime into my life when all I wanted was rent money. To be fair, I was desperate. So was I. That's how we ended up here. Building something impossible out of 2 broken people and a crying baby. They sit together as autumn leaves fall around them. Ji-hoon plays with his father's collar. Seoul pulses with life beyond the park. And for the first time in longer than either can remember, the future feels possible instead of threatening. If you made it this far, you've just witnessed an incredible journey from darkness to light. Hit subscribe so you never miss a story that makes you feel this alive. Smash that like button. Drop a comment telling me which moment had you holding your breath. Turn on notifications because I have more Afro-Korean stories that will grip you from start to finish. Thank you for watching. And remember, sometimes the most beautiful things are built from broken pieces.